Because I do. People say to me all the time, why don't you guys fact check Donald Trump and tell people that he's not telling the truth about things? And I say, do you ever read anything we write or watch anything? The idea that, and I love the Washington Post fact checker, Glenn Kessler and Michelle Lee, they do a great job. But the idea that Donald Trump supporters are going to go and be like, oh, well, they got 3 Pinocchios for that statement. I guess I'm not going to be for him. I mean, it's from a different planet. People say, do your job. We are doing our job, but we don't reach every single person. And the very fact that we say sometimes that on the facts there weren't hundreds of or thousands of Muslims celebrating a September 11th in New Jersey, and hundreds of or thousands of Muslims celebrating a September 11th in New Jersey, and hundreds of or thousands of...
Right. Donald Trump igniting a firestorm for saying this.
I watched when the World Trade Center came tumbling down.
Hundreds of or thousands...
In Jersey City, New Jersey, where thousands and thousands of people were cheering as that building was coming down. Thousands of people were cheering.
Hundreds of or thousands of Muslims celebrating a September 11th.
Thousands of people were cheering. So something's going on. We got to find out what it is.
No presidential candidate other than Donald Trump has ever lied about 9/11 that way. He's the only one who lied about seeing thousands of Muslims celebrating in New Jersey on 9/11.
Hamas supporters are celebrating the return of their leaders to the West Bank and Gaza. This could be a scene from the Middle East, but in fact, this rally was held in New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey.
Away from that Jersey City apartment the FBI raided yesterday and where they had evidence removed is another apartment building. One that investigators told me, quote, is swarming with suspects. Suspects who I'm told were cheering on the roof. Quote, were cheering on the roof when they saw the plane slam into the trade center. Police were called to the building by other neighbors and found 8 men celebrating, 6 of them tenants in the building. The FBI and other terrorist task force agencies then arrived, and the older investigators on the task force recalled that they had been to this building before.
Can't be explained.
Are these people happy? Are they joyous now? Are they celebrating?
Oh, absolutely. They're celebrating. There's one report, several witnesses who say this happened. They got on the roof of the building to look across. They knew what was going to happen. Yeah. They were waiting for it to happen, and when it happened, they celebrated. They jumped for joy. They celebrated. They jumped for joy to see this happen. It was a great triumph. It's inconceivable to me and to you, but David, this is what we have to understand as a country. We're not dealing with the kind of thing we dealt with in any war we've ever fought before, because we've never dealt with these kinds of hateful, to the core, evil people.
This was a narrative that was going on. I remember video.
People celebrating, cheering, when they had actually heard that the World Trade Center had struck.
On Twitter, Sliwa confirmed celebrations took place.
We did have some reports.
Yes.
Of people celebrating that day while the towers were coming down. But if people were celebrating, he's right about that.
I'm a firefighter in New Jersey, and I just heard you say about the Palestinians celebrating over there from this bombing.
Awful.
They're doing it right in Patterson.
What are you talking about? Yep. What's going on?
They're, after yesterday's bombing, they were out in the streets. The police are out there having problems with riots because they're out there celebrating the bombing of the Trade Center. So it's right here in our own country.
Did they get arrested?
They should be.
I don't have any information. I don't have information on that. I just know that we're on a high alert here because of the federal building in Patterson, and they said they're out there celebrating. So we got to kick the crap out of them.
I can't even fathom why someone in this country who enjoys the freedoms of this country would celebrate.
Isn't it true they call that place a little Iraq?
That I don't know.
I don't even want to. I just so don't want to believe that. But thank you for calling, Ralph. What do you?
Arabs are over here in Patterson on Crooks Ave, celebrating after what happened yesterday. Clifton police, Patterson police are on high alert because they were out there last night celebrating. I'm over in Hackensack, and they're doing that.
Shame on them.
Isn't there a jail big enough to throw those people in?
What are they doing here?
No,
if they're so happy that we got
I never get that. I never get that. I don't understand it.
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that my husband does work in Patterson, and down in South Patterson they were rioting. He's a Verizon employee, and they actually had to send home Verizon employees because the riots were getting bad.
What kind of rioting?
We got a lot of calls.
Rioting.
We got a lot of calls.
They were out in the streets and just like, doing basically the same thing as they were doing over in Afghanistan. And, my only problem with the whole thing is that, it's one thing that they're rioting in their country, which that's not even right. But they come to our country, and we give them everything, and they're rioting.
I know. It's sickening. It's sickening. Jennifer, go ahead. You're on the air.
I am right down by Patterson right now with a huge American flag on my car, and I'm ready to ride through that Arab neighborhood. I spent 4 years in the Army, and I am disgusted.
God bless you. Well, let's not start warring among ourselves.
Yeah, let's not have war in our street.
I'm not going to war. I'm just going to ride through there and beat my horn and let them know what's
exactly.
If they can protest to the street, he can ride to the street.
Absolutely, that's fine. I just don't want to.
I say we should have 1,000 cars with flags down there today.
Right.
Show them who we are.
Well, I'll tell you how you show them who you are.
I think people are afraid to put a flag on their car around.
I got one on mine.
You know what? They weren't in my neighborhood, and I live in a heavily Hasidic Jew and a heavily Puerto Rican neighborhood, and everybody had American flags on, and I was really proud of that over the night.
I haven't seen one American flag around here. These people need to get it together.
I'm surprised the Jews and the Puerto Ricans will live with you, Kevin. I'm neutral. I'll have sex with any of them. Listen.
You know what? And Brett, I actually remember things like that. I remember, because I live one town away from one of the towns where there, according to my neighbors, they saw it with their own two eyes. There were people celebrating. And I also remember there was video on television. I don't know that it was from that town or from New Jersey. But nonetheless, Donald Trump says that there are a lot of people out there who have verified the idea of his story.
These men are radicals, but they are also Americans, believe it or not, who praise Osama bin Laden and celebrate the 9/11 attacks. So what's so extraordinary is that we found them out in broad daylight, out on the streets of New York, trying to spread their message just a few feet from a peaceful American mosque.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you're the one who's going to tell us, was Donald Trump correct? Thousands and thousands, yes or no, or maybe?
Our inquiry found that Donald Trump was not correct.
Some people believe, by the way, thousands of people believe because they saw it. I have some good people, and they checked, and believe me, it's being cleared off, plenty of stuff.
For a few hours Monday, Trump got some backup from his closest GOP rival, Dr. Ben Carson, who said he saw news footage of Muslims celebrating too.
Did you see that happening, though, on 9/11?
I saw the film of it. Yeah.
Look out here, and I see a lot of people. And they were just chanting and raving, and I noticed that they were holding things. They were holding, like, rocks and sticks, and they were saying, "Burn America," and you know, all these things about America.
Anything any different than would have happened on any other summer night, on any other day where school was let out early. These were kids acting out because they had the time to, because they could.
Burn America was one of the quotes. You had heard young people saying that. Do you remember, can you recall saying that now?
I remember the news outlets saying something about America is burning right now.
And they were just chanting and raving, and I noticed that they were holding things. They were holding, like, rocks and sticks, and they were saying, "Burn America," and you know, all these things about America.
I remember the news outlets saying something about America is burning right now as part of maybe, you know, their claim to 9/11. You know, there was a lot of burning going on. Yeah.
Rocks and sticks, and they were saying, "Burn America," and you know, all these things about America.
Time, but I don't recall them or hearing the kids say "Burn America." If anything, they were probably saying burn something, but not burn America.
Everybody thinks, Gene, that there is a magic question to ask that will make Donald Trump collapse on a witness stand, just like Perry Mason saying, I'm lying about everything. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm so sorry.
It's not there.
No, I like him. It's not there. But what people...
We've asked the questions. We've accused him of demagoguery. We've accused him of lying. And the voters don't care. We're reporting it. They don't care. Sorry. Talk to them.